What is Vishing? How to spot and avoid voice scams and recover from them if you are a victim. When your phone rings, it's sometimes hard to know who will be on the other end. It might be someone vishing. Watch this program to know what to do the next time a stranger calls. Find out also how to protect yourself and your family and how to spot a vishing attack from the get-go. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. I hope you are doing marvelous. I'm doing fantastic today. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. Today we want to talk about vishing, how to spot and avoid voice scams and recover from them if you are a victim. Now, what is vishing? Vishing is a combination of, it's what they call the portmanteau. It's a combination of voice and phishing. And this is a phone scam designed to get you to share personal information. According to research by the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, in 2018, phishing crimes cost victims $48 million. Folks, that is $48 million. So we're talking about big business here. This is a big scam operation. All right. Now, right now, the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center is all over this scam. They're monitoring it, but the thing is that, as everything on the internet, the size of the scam market is so huge that law enforcement is always one step behind. But I just hope that with this program and others out there, more people will be aware of what's really happening. Now, during a vishing phone call, a scammer will use social engineering to get you to share personal information and financial details. I'm talking here about your bank account numbers, your credit card numbers, your passwords. Now, the scammer might say your account has been compromised. They might claim to represent your bank or law enforcement, or offer to help you install software. Now, remember, you never want to install software because it's probably malware. Now, vishing is just one form of phishing, which is any type of message, right? We all kind of know. We will dedicate an entire show on phishing. Phishing is generally any type of message. It could be a direct chat message, it could be a phone call, it can be a text, it could be an email that appears to be from a trusted source, but it is not, right? This could be a relative, a friend, your manager, your boss, whatever. The goal is to steal someone's identity or money. Now, it's getting a lot easier to contact more people, right? Because scammers can place hundreds of calls and at any time using voice over internet protocol like the VoIP technology, and they can spoof the caller ID to make the call appear to come from a trusted source such as your bank, right? So we live in a world where technology is progressing by leaps and bounds. That's pretty good, but at the same time you kind of have some drawbacks to that, right? Now let's talk about some common vishing scams. Now, about 75% of the fraud complaints reported to the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, involve contacts with consumers by telephone. It looks like the scammers right now, they're still prioritizing voice contact, which is, hence the name vishing. Now, here are some of the common themes you might hear if you ever were to become a victim of vishing. There are 4 common themes. Number 1, compromised bank or credit card account. So they will basically contact you and say your bank or credit card account has been somehow compromised, right? So whether it's a person or a pre-recorded message on the other end, you're told that there is an issue with your account or a payment you made. So you may be asked for your login credentials to fix the problem or asked to make a payment. Instead of giving out your info, you want to hang up the call ASAP. And you want to call your financial institution on their publicly available number. Another vishing scam is unsolicited loan or investment offers. I mean, I've received this one so much in my email, in my inbox, I can't tell you. It's just crazy. So scammers will call you with offers that are too good to be true. And remember, folks, if something is too good to be true, then it is too good to be true. You want to walk away. The scammers will say, for example, well, you can earn millions of dollars on one small investment. You can pay off all your debt with one quick fix or get all your student loans forgiven in one fell swoop. Now, the thing here is that they kind of have the urgency. They associate the element of urgency to the whole operation by saying you must act now and you will need to pay a small fee. Never fall for it. Did you hear that? Never fall for this, because legitimate lenders and investors will never make this type of offers and will never initiate contact out of the blue. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that a lender is telling you act now, like a bank, an established bank that tells you act now, and they're asking you to pay a small fee to get a loan? I mean, I know when it comes to a mortgage, the lender will charge you a closing fee or origination fee, but that's more established, and the law and legislators across the country are okay with that. But when people are calling you for, you can earn millions of dollars or you can pay off all your debt with one quick fix, that's just some kind of crazy stuff. Walk away. Another theme you have is Medicare or Social Security scams. Now, remember I said earlier that scammers, they love phone calls, particularly when it comes to seniors. Phone calls are the number one method scammers use to reach older adults, according to the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. So the crooks will pose as a Medicare rep, often during Medicare open enrollment season, and try to gather financial information from the person, such as their Medicare number or bank account details. Then the crook will either fraudulently use the victim's Medicare benefit or steal his or her money. So another thing they do is the scammers may also claim to be from the Social Security Administration and threaten to suspend or cancel the victim's Social Security number. Folks, if you are listening to this, please protect your elders, protect your seniors, your parents, your grandparents, and protect them from this kind of fraud, because it's just crazy the proportion of scams that we've seen in our own research at the Sweetie Kiwi Show about the scams that are targeting seniors. And the fourth theme that we see when it comes to Vishing is IRS tax scam. Now, we are in a period where you have IRS, the stimulus checks, you have a lot of things going on. People are getting money here and there from the IRS. But even without mentioning the whole COVID situation, usually you have the traditional IRS tax scam, which can be either you are asked to pay something because you owe the agency money, or maybe because you should be receiving a refund from the government, in which case the scammer is asking you to pay a small fee so that you can get the full refund, which is crazy in the first place, right? I mean, the agency will never ask you, the IRS will never ask you for money. Usually it's the other way around. So the IRS will never ask you for money outside of the tax regimen, not like, so if it's tax, yes. Now, there are many variations of this type of scam, but typically you will receive a pre-recorded message purportedly from an IRS agent. So it tells you something is wrong with your tax return, and if you don't call back, a warrant will be issued for your arrest. Now, scammers usually pair this with a spoofed caller ID made to look like the calls is coming from the IRS. So before you do anything, it's better to call the IRS yourself, or to even visit www.irs.gov to understand what the IRS can and cannot do when they need to contact you. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We're still having a conversation today around how to spot and avoid voice scams and recover from them if you are a victim. If you've been listening to this for a while, please, and you love the quality and clarity of the content, please turn on the notification bell and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so, and comment below, share this content. A lot of folks need to know about the Vishing scam. This is very important, and we want to make sure as many folks as possible know about this and also like this content. Now, next step, how to spot a Vishing scam. Here are some of the telltale signs of a Vishing scam. Now, the caller will claim to represent the IRS, Medicare, or the Social Security Administration. It's usually a government agency that caters to a large swath of the population, or it's also a reputable or firmly established financial institution. It could be a bank, it could be an insurance company. Now, Unless you've requested contact, remember that none of these federal agencies or financial institutions will ever initiate contact with you by email, text messages, or social media channel to request personal or financial information. Now, I want you now to be always skeptical of anyone who calls you with an offer from the IRS, Medicare, or Social Security Administration. Now, so that's number one. They call you and they claim to be a representative of the federal government. Number two, there is a frantic sense of urgency. We've seen that over and over. You have the sense of urgency. You must act now. You must do it now. You should have done it yesterday, right? Because a scammer will try to tap into your sense of fear using threats of arrest warrants and problems with your account. So if you get any of those phone calls, you always want to remain calm and never give out your own information. Even better, hang up and do your own investigation. As I said earlier, if you receive such a call from a scammer or any other caller, you want to hang up and you want to contact the financial institution, or you want to contact the government agency yourself. The third scheme in this sort of Vishing scam is that the caller will ask for your information, right? He or she may ask you to confirm your name, address, birth date, social security number, bank account info, and other identifying details. Now, to trick you into thinking they're legit, they may even have some of this info on hand. The goal is to get the remaining info that they don't have. Now, think about it. Why would the IRS, of all agencies, contact you to ask you for your birth date, social security number, and address? They have it already. Why would the Social Security Administration contact you to ask for your social security number, birth date, address? They have it already, right? So whether it is Medicare, Social Security Administration, IRS, or any federal government agency, they will never ask for your contact information. Now, why would your financial institution, your bank, contact you to ask for your own bank account information? They already have it. They were the one who gave it to you in the first place. So the whole thing, what I'm trying to say here is that if any person is asking for your information, you have to think, don't they already have it? So if they're asking you, chances are they don't have it and they want to have it. So don't get fooled here. Now, number 4, how to protect yourself from Vishing. So how can you recover from the whole Vishing scam if you've already been a victim? Now, aside from knowing how Vishing works and looking for red flags, you can also find ways to protect yourself from Vishing. Now, you want to join the National Do Not Call Registry. That is perfect. The DNC registry is fantastic. I've done it. I've never had those scams in several years now. So it's wonderful. All you have to do is add your home or mobile phone number to this registry, and it's free. So you're telling telemarketers you don't want their phone calls. Now remember though that certain types of organizations may still call you, such as charities and political groups, and it won't stop people from illegally calling your number. But at least it will reduce the profusion, the number of people calling you. Now, if somebody calls you, that's the next way to protect yourself from Vishing. If you see a number, first of all, do like me. Don't pick up private calls. If somebody really needs to reach you, they'll leave a message. All right? Now, don't pick up the phone. I mean, it is tempting to answer every phone call, but sometimes it's good to let them simply go to voicemail. Caller IDs can be faked, which means you might not know who is calling. Listen to your messages and decide whether to call the person back. Another trick is to hang up. The moment you suspect it's a Vishing phone call, don't feel obligated to carry on a polite conversation. Simply hang up and block the number. Don't press buttons or respond to prompts. Never. If you get an automated message that asks you to press buttons or respond to questions, don't do it. For instance, the message might say, press 3 to be removed from our list, or say yes to talk with an operator. No, because scammers, they often use the schemes to identify potential targets for more robocalls. They also might record your voice and later use it when navigating voice automated phone menus tied to your account. And lastly, you want to verify the caller's identity. Because if the person provides a callback number, it may be part of a scam. So don't use that number. Instead, you want to search for the company's official public phone number and call the organization in question. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are finally in the last section of today's show. I hope you are having a good time learning a lot of stuff about Vishing. We are talking today about Vishing and how to spot and avoid voice scams and recover from them if you are a victim. Now, how to recover after a Vishing attack. If you inadvertently had provided your financial information to someone who you later think is a scammer, the first thing you want to do ASAP is to call your financial institution, right? Because you don't have to rush calling the government, the IRS, or Medicare because your money is not there. Of course, your identity can be compromised, but the bank is the number one. So whether it's your credit card issuer, bank, or Medicare contact, you want to call and ask about canceling fraudulent transactions and blocking future charges. You might also need to change your account numbers to make sure no one uses your existing accounts. Now, freezing your credit reports can also help ensure that no one can open new accounts in your name. Now, once you do all of these things, you need to file a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission or the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, what they call ICCC. While Vishing attacks are crafted to trick you, it is possible to learn the red flags before you pick up the phone. So you want to stay ahead of the cyber thieves who are trying to tap your personal details over the phone. One thing I want to say is we've done a whole series, actually 3 or 4 shows around online scams and how to report the scam to the authorities, to the FBI, to the Federal Trade Commission, how to spot all kinds of scams. So you might want to double check that series. It's wonderful. It has received a lot of kudos, a lot of accolades from our viewers and listeners. So you want to double check that. All right. So let's recap today's conversation. I spoke to you about what Vishing is, the common Vishing scams, how to spot a Vishing scam, how to protect yourself from Vishing, and how to recover after a Vishing attack. I will see you next time. Thanks so much for listening, and until next time, remember, stay marvelous.